Good morning students. Last time I had covered the ratio of areas of two triangles BPT and converse of BPT. I hope all of you have remembered. Today I will begin with the new topic, that is property of an angle bisector of a triangle. This is second theorem. So children, just see how this theorem is proved. On page number 8 in your textbook, it is given that the bisector of an angle of a triangle divides the side opposite to the angle in the ratio of the remaining sides. Now what is the meaning of this theorem? The bisector of an angle of a triangle. You can see here I have drawn a triangle ABC, and this is the bisector of angle C. This bisector, that is CE, divides its opposite side. So which is the opposite side of angle C? AB. This bisector divides AB in the ratio, means AE upon EB is equal to the ratio of remaining two sides. That means AC upon BC. Once again I am telling you, children, ABC is a triangle and ray CE is the angle bisector of angle C, and this ray CE divides opposite side in the ratio AE upon AB, which is equal to AC upon BC. This is your angle bisector theorem. Now see how it is proved. As you can see in your textbook, children, given is written, then to prove is written, construction is written, as well as proof is written. But here I have written only to prove and proof. But I will tell you what is the given. In the triangle ABC, CE is an angle bisector of angle C. This is given. We have to prove that AE upon EB is equal to CA upon CB. Now to prove this, we will do construction. And what is that construction? You can see in the diagram I have done with red marker. Draw a line, this line, which is parallel to this CE, passing through B. Draw a line which is parallel to this CE and passing through B. Also, extend AC such that it meet this line in point D. Simple. Draw a line which is parallel to CE and passing through B. Extend AC such that it meet this line in point D. This is your construction. Now, how you will prove this? First, you should take two parallel lines. Which two parallel lines? One is this and second is this. CE and BD are parallel. If you are taking this line and this line as parallel, then this line becomes the transversal. Right? See once again, CE and BD are parallel. By construction you can say, and this is the transversal line. If this is the transversal line, children, then what will happen to these two angles? This angle and this angle. See, I have done marking with circle. It is congruent. Why it is congruent? Because these two are corresponding angle. Same thing you write here, that ray CE parallel ray BD, and AD is a transversal line. This is parallel to this, and AD is a transversal line. Therefore, angle ACE, angle ACE, this angle, and angle CDB, these both are congruent. Point number 1, reason is corresponding angle. Same way, you take again these two parallel lines, that is CE and DB. But this time, transversal is BC. These two are parallel and this is your transversal. So what will happen to these two angles? These two angles becomes congruent. Why these two becomes congruent? Because these two angles are alternate angles. So right here, now taking BC as a transversal, taking these two as parallel, but I have changed transversal. This time I am taking transversal as BC, and therefore angle ECB, is congruent to angle CBD. Point number 2, and the reason is alternate angle. I hope all of you have understood these two corresponding angle and alternate angle. Now, one more point is given in the theorem, that is angle ACE and angle BCE. These two angles are also congruent. Reason is, it is given in the theorem that this is the bisector, right? So here I have written point number 3, angle ACE is congruent to angle BCE. Point number 3, it is given. Now if you will compare point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, you can see here this angle is equal to this, and this angle is equal to this, even this angle is equal to this. So from point 1, 2 and 3, you will get that these two angles are also congruent. I have written here, therefore from 1, 2 and 3, these two angles are congruent. Angle CBD is congruent to angle CDB. Angle CDB is congruent to angle CBD. Okay? After this, you should take a triangle CBD, this triangle, that is triangle CBD, this one, this triangle. In this triangle, in 9th standard, you have done isosceles triangle theorem. Just see children here, in this triangle, these two angles are congruent. These two angles are congruent. Therefore, I can say its opposite sides, opposite of this angle is this side, and opposite of this angle is this side. These two sides are also congruent. Same thing I have written here, that is in triangle CBD, these two angles are written. See, I have written from above, I have copied this. And because of these two angles congruent, I said that these two sides are also congruent. What is the reason? Sides opposite to congruent angles. These are the sides which are opposite to congruent angles. Or you can write here isosceles triangle theorem. Any one reason you should write. Okay? So this side is equal to DC, or you can write here BC is equal to DC. Just put point number 4. So these two sides are equal. Our aim is to prove this. So that is why we will take big triangle, that is ABD in this triangle. ABD in this triangle. See, here I have written ABD. In triangle ABD, this line is parallel to this one. This line CE is parallel to this in this triangle. So you have done BPT. If a line is parallel to a side of a triangle, then the same line divides the remaining sides in the ratio of equal sides. So here AE upon EB is equal to AC upon CD by BPT. This line is parallel to this, apply BPT, so you will get AE upon EB equal to AC upon CD. Point number 5, and by BPT, this is the reason. But see here what you have written, that BC is equal to DC. It means I can replace this DC by BC. That is AE upon EB is equal to AC upon BC. This part. AE upon EB is equal to AC upon BC. This is called as a angle bisector theorem. So I hope children all of you have understood this. What is angle bisector theorem? I hope all of you have understood that angle bisector theorem. Now see how you will apply this theorem for these three sums. You can see in this figure children, ray QM is an angle bisector of angle Q. Ray QM is an angle bisector of angle Q. So what theorem says? That opposite of this angle is side PR. This ray divides this side in the ratio, that means PM upon RM. It is equal to the ratio of remaining two sides. So remaining two sides means this and this. That is PQ and RQ. So if this condition is given, that ray QM is the angle bisector of angle Q. So in that problem, in that sum, you can apply the angle bisector property. That means here for this sum, PM upon MR is equal to PQ upon QR. If you have written this ratio here and this is here, that is also right. So this is the first one. Similarly children, just see here that ray LA is an angle bisector of angle L. So which is the opposite side of angle L? Opposite side of angle L is MN. So this LA divides this side in the ratio. That means MA upon NA, which is equal to the ratio of remaining two sides. So which are the remaining two sides? That is LM and LN. So here it is LM and LN. Third one, in triangle XYZ, YB is an angle bisector of this. What is the opposite side of this angle? XZ. So this ray divides XZ. That means XB upon BZ is equal to the ratio of remaining two sides. That is XY upon YZ. I hope all of you have understood about the angle bisector theorem. So children, we have done angle bisector and I have given you three examples how to apply. Like we have done converse of BPT. Same way, here we have converse of angle bisector theorem. Just see in this, here in triangle PQR, point M is on side QR, such that this ratio QM upon MR is equal to PQ upon PR. Then you will call this line as angle bisector of this angle. Means whatever we have to prove in angle bisector theorem, see here it is given. These two angles are not equal. This is not a bisector, but by converse of angle bisector theorem, we can prove that this is a bisector of angle P. So for that reason, this condition is required. That is QM upon MR, this ratio is equal to the ratio of remaining two sides, this one. So if this condition is given, then you will say ray PM is an angle bisector of angle QPR. So all of you have understood about converse of angle bisector. Like BPT, we have angle bisector of converse of angle bisector means. So before to explain exercise 1.2, children, we have to learn one more theorem, that is property of three parallel lines and their transversal. As you can see here, I have drawn three parallel lines, L, M and N, and these two are the transversal. Now just see in your textbook, page number 10, what is given in the theorem. The ratio of intercepts made on a transversal by three parallel lines means, if you will take these three parallel lines, so these three parallel lines are making intercept on T1. So take the ratio of this AB upon BC is equal to the ratio of corresponding intercepts made on any other transversal by the same parallel lines. Means this ratio is equal to the intercept made by the same parallel lines on another transversal, means PQ upon QR. This is the theorem. See, I am not writing the given part and construction, but here I have written construction. Given is not writing. So you see your textbook, I am reading from the textbook what is given in the theorem. Line L parallel line M parallel line N. See here, line L, M, N. All these three are parallel. T1, T2 are transversals, and these transversals intersects line L, M, N in point A, B, C and P, Q, R. We have to prove that AB upon BC, intercept made by these three parallel line on first transversal AB and BC. So AB upon BC, it is equal to the intercept made by same parallel line on another transversal PQ upon QR. So these two ratios are equal. This is called as a property of three parallel lines and their transversal. As I told children, we have to apply all this theorem for solving the exercise. Now construction, see how we prove this. Construction, draw a segment PC. You can see with the green marker I have drawn a dotted line. This is the construction. Draw a segment PC, and this segment PC intersect this line, line M, where? At point D. Draw a segment PC which intersects line M at point D. Okay. Now proof, very simple proof. Just take triangle ACP. See here triangle A, C and P. In this triangle, this AP, I said L. So here AP is parallel to this. If in a triangle, a line is parallel to one side, means we can apply BPT. So apply BPT in this triangle, in triangle ACP. What you will get? AB upon BC. AB upon BC is equal to PD upon DC. AB upon BC is equal to PD upon DC. And what is the reason? By BPT. After that, in triangle PCR, in triangle PCR, in triangle PCR, see here PCR, this I said N and M are parallel, means CR is parallel to DQ. CR is parallel to DQ. So again, here also we can apply BPT. Apply BPT in this triangle, that is CRP, this triangle. Okay, so what you will get here? PQ upon QR is equal to PD upon DC. PD upon DC, right here is in by BPT. This is point number 1, this is point number 2. And dear children, if you will compare these 2 points, point 1 and point 2, the right hand sides, see here PD upon DC and PD upon DC are equal. These two are equal. If these two are equal, so we can say that left hand sides are also equal. So from point number 1 and point number 2, we can say that AB upon BC is equal to PD upon DC is equal to PQ upon QR. PQ upon QR. And from here you can write AB upon BC is equal to PQ upon QR. So dear children, here I have completed first 3 theorems, that is BPT, then angle bisector, and third one, the property of 3 parallel lines and their transversal. I hope all of you have understood all this theorem, because now I am going to apply, I am going to solve exercise 1.2. So children, exercise 1.2, question number 1. See in your textbook, page number 13. Given below are some triangles and lengths of line segments. Identify in which figures ray PM is the bisector of angle QPR. You can see on board I have drawn 3 triangles and we have to apply here converse of angle bisector to prove that ray PM is the bisector. But as per the question, we have to identify that in which figure ray PM is the bisector. Okay, so I will do first 2 sums and third sum I am going to give you homework. See now first sum. In first sum, PQ is given 7. PQ is equal to 7. PR is equal to 3. QM is equal to 3.5 and RM is 1.5. Now to find out whether this line, this ray is a bisector of this or not, we will find 2 ratios. Number 1, point number 1, find the ratio of QM upon MR. QM upon MR. Find out the ratio of this. So QM is given 3.5 and 1.5. How we will solve this? See, if you multiply this by 10 and 10, it becomes, multiply here by 10 and here by 10, it becomes 35 upon 15. And if you will cancel these two by 5, so QM upon MR is equal to 5 sevens are and 5 threes are. This is a point number 2. Like that, find out ratio of PQ upon PR. See, first you have taken QM, then you should take PQ. Don't take PR, take PQ. So PQ upon PR, it is 7 upon 3. Okay, 7 upon 3. Point number 2, QM upon MR is 7 upon 3. Point number 3, PQ upon PR is 7 upon 3. Means right hand sides are equal. So from 2 and 3, what you will get? QM upon MR is equal to PQ upon PR. QM upon MR is equal to PQ upon PR from 2 and 3. So children, you got here the ratio of these two segments is equal to the ratio of remaining two sides. So what can you say about PM? This PM becomes angle bisector of angle P. Why? What is the reason? We have done converse of angle bisector theorem. So here you will write therefore ray PM is an angle bisector of angle QPR. What is the reason? By converse of angle bisector theorem. Okay, so this way you will write your first sum. Now what you will do for second sum? Same thing for second sum. Now I am not writing this given part for this sum. Here also you find out two ratio. Point number 1. Point number 1 is find out PR upon PQ. PR, so PR upon PQ. PR is 7 and this is 10. It is not divisible, so keep as it is. Like that you find out ratio of, see I have taken first PR, so you should take first RM. Right here RM upon QM. So it is 6 upon 8. These two are divisible by 2, so it will become 3 upon 4. What can you say about the right hand side? See here it is 7 upon 10. This is 3 upon 4. Both are not equal. So write down from 1 and 2 PR upon PQ is not equal to RM upon QM. Therefore, ray QM, ray PM is not an angle bisector of angle QPR. And don't write here reason. It is not required. When it is angle bisector, in that case reason is required. Here these two ratios are not equal. It means this ray is not an angle bisector of angle QPR. So I hope children from these two sum you understood how to prove that the line is an angle bisector. This sum I am giving you homework. Try yourself and find out whether PM, ray PM is an angle bisector of QPR or not. Now I will do second sum. So children, second sum, page number 13. See what is given in your textbook. In triangle PQR, see here in triangle PQR, PM is equal to 15, PM is equal to 15, PQ is 25, PQ is 25, PR is 20, PR is 20, NR is 8. Then state whether the line NM, this line is parallel to RQ. If it is parallel, then give reason. So children, we have started with BPT and converse of BPT. In converse of BPT, you have seen that these two lines are parallel when these ratios are equal. Okay, so to prove whether it is a parallel to this or not, we will apply here converse of BPT. And for that reason, we should have this segment as well as this segment, which is not given. Here also, this segment and this segment, this is not given. So first we will find out this part and this part. How you will write that one? That PN plus NR is equal to PR. What is the reason? Segment addition property. Okay, then substitute the values. PR is given 20, so write here 20. PN is not given, keep it as it is. But NR we have here 8. So therefore, PN is equal to 20 minus 8. Therefore, PN is equal to 12. If you want to prove these two parallel, then calculate this ratio. Here it is not given, that we calculated. Similarly, we want this segment. How you will write here? PM plus MQ is equal to PQ. Right, same reason. Segment addition property. This time PQ is given. How much? 25. So write here 25. MQ is not given. Write as it is. But PM is given 15. So this is 15. Therefore, MQ is equal to 25 minus 15. Therefore, MQ is equal to 10. This is segment MQ. Now you are having PN, NR, PM and MQ. Find out the ratio. Write point number 1. Point number 1. PN upon NR is equal to PNC we got here 12 and NR we have 8. If you divide by 4, so it becomes 3 upon 2. Same way, point number 2, calculate PM upon MQ. PM upon MQ. What is that? PM is 15 upon MQ is 10. Divide by 5, it becomes 3 upon 2. So from point number 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, See the right hand side, it is same. If these two are same, then these two are also same, equal. So Pn upon Nr is equal to Pm upon Mq. Okay? This ratio is equal to this, which belongs to this triangle. So here you write again, in triangle PQR, we got Pn upon Nr, which is equal to Pm upon Mq from above. This you got from above, already you have proved here. Okay, so if in a triangle a line is parallel to a side, then what can you say about that line? This line becomes parallel to this by converse of basic proportionality theorem. So directly we write, therefore we can say that Mn is parallel to side RQ by converse of basic proportionality theorem. So here the question is, state whether the line NM is parallel to RQ or not. State with reason. So here I have proved that Mn is parallel to RQ, and this is the reason. We got here two equal ratios in a triangle. So by converse of BPT we can say that line NM is parallel to RQ. So I hope children all of you have understood this sum. Now I will do third sum. Okay children. See your question number 3, which is given on page number 14. In triangle MNP, in triangle MNP, NQ is a bisector of angle N. Children, very clearly it is given that NQ, this is a bisector of angle N. In first sum, we have to prove whether this is bisector or not. But here, it is already given that NQ is the bisector of angle N. It means directly we can apply here property of angle bisector of a triangle. Directly you can apply because it is already given that NQ is a bisector of angle N. And for that reason, Mn is given 5, Pn is given 7, MQ is given 2.5, find out PQ. This question they will ask you for 2 marks. This is 2 marks sum in board. So see how you will get PQ. First you write down the name of triangle, that is in triangle PMN. Put comma and then write what is given here, ray NQ. So write ray NQ, ray NQ. What about NQ? It is a bisector of angle PNM. So ray NQ is an angle bisector, is an angle bisector of angle PNM. Okay? Therefore, you will get here, see if you are writing Pn upon Mn, then write next side PQ upon Qm. Or if you are writing PQ upon Qm, then write Pn upon Mn. So here I am writing PQ upon MQ is equal to Pn upon Mn. What is the reason? Here you should write reason, property of angle bisector theorem. Property of angle bisector theorem. Okay, and then substitute the values. PQ is given how much? It is not given, so write PQ as it is. Therefore PQ as it is, MQ is 2.5, this is 2.5, which is equal to MN. PQ is PQ upon MQ, then PN. PN is 7 and MN is 5. PQ upon QN equal to PN upon MN. Substitute and now simplify this. PQ into 5 is equal to 7 into 2.5. Therefore, PQ is equal to 7 into 2.5 upon 5. Therefore, PQ is equal to, it is 5, or right here 25, and this will be 50. Multiply here by 10 and here by 10. Okay, now easily it get cancelled. So 25 ones are, 25 twos are, 7 upon 2. Therefore, PQ is equal to 7 by 2, which is equal to 3.5 units. Got it, children? So very simple sum, 2 marks questions, and what is given, that this is bisector, this side is 5, this is 7, this is 2.5. Then how to find out PQ? See, I have written first triangle name, then NQ is bisector, then apply your property, substitute value and get your answer. So it's very simple sum. I will do now. So children, now see question number 4. Measures of some angles in the figure are given. Prove that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. See in this figure, children, in triangle ABC, this angle APQ is given 60 and angle ABC is given 60. With the help of this data, we have to prove that this PQ, AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Okay? Means here also we required converse of, sorry, not converse, it is by BPT. But see how it is proved. You should start from the given part. What is given here? Right, number 1. Angle APQ is equal to 60 degree. It is given. Also, angle ABC is equal to 60. This is given. So therefore, these two are equal because each is 60 degree. APQ is equal to angle ABC. Reason for this is each 60 degree. But these two angles are like a corresponding angle. So here you can say, therefore, sec PQ is parallel to side BC by corresponding angle test. Okay, by corresponding angle test, because these two are like a corresponding angle, therefore you can say that these two are parallel. Now children, in this triangle ABC, PQ is parallel to BC. Already we had proved here. If these two are parallel, so we can apply here BPT theorem. So write down for that, in triangle ABC, segment PQ is parallel side BC. Proved above. So therefore, you will get here AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC by BPT by basic proportionality theorem. AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC, and this only you have to prove. This is parallel to this. In this triangle, apply BPT, so you will get AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. So what is important in this? You have to prove these two parallel. Once these two becomes parallel, then by applying BPT you can get your answer, AP upon PB. So children, here I am completing my today's lecture, but before to finish I want to give some homework. Just see on page number 14, question number 6. It is similar to question number 3. So I am giving you question number 6 as a homework. So please do question number 6. Like that on page number 15, question number 8. Again this is similar to question number 3 and 6. So you should write all this in your notebook. Already I told you in previous class that make 200 long notebook, any long notebook, short notebook, any book, but make separate for geometry and algebra. Okay, so stay home, be safe, God bless you.